Hi, this is Rick Batista here with Brad Most of Gilda's Club Chicago. Thank you so much for joining us today, Brad.
Thanks for having us here.
Yeah,
Thanks for putting on the show. We're excited about it.
yeah, this Saturday, September 3rd, from 2 to 5. We actually might have found a fourth artist to stretch us to 6 o'clock.
Wow.
But we're putting on our fourth and final School Street Social of this season, our first season ever. And each month we've been raising money for a different charity and organization. This month we have chosen to donate money and raise money for Gilda's Club of Chicago. And I just wanted to connect with someone from the organization. I was able to reach out and connect with Brad, and I really appreciate you coming on and give us a little bit more info and insight into the organization and why people should either come to the show and donate or donate if they can't make it to the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's the thing about Gilda's Club is it struggles with like every charity probably it struggles with a certain top of mind awareness. And I think more importantly, it even struggles with brand understanding, what we do as an organization, what we provide, the benefits that it does, how long we've been around. So I'll just give you a little background on that. The club is named, of course, after Gilda Radner, who a trivia question for everyone, who was the very first Saturday Night Live player. She was the first person cast for Saturday Night Live.
that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Everybody assumes Belushi and Aykroyd, but she was the first.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, she was impacted by cancer and died at a young age. But part of what she saw was this need kind of beyond the medical care that she was getting for all the social support, the social and emotional support. Because so often people who are impacted by cancer, even if they have close, friends and family members and a great community of support, cancer is a hard thing to talk about with people. And it's a hard thing for people to really understand what somebody's going through. So she recognized this as she was going through her cancer journey. And after she passed away, her husband, Gene Wilder, of course, from Willy Wonka fame and the producers and Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, he and a number of his friends started Gilda's Club. And it is a cancer support community. It's totally free to anyone who's been impacted by cancer. And that's not only the person that has been diagnosed with cancer, but their friends, their family members, their caregivers. We're here with all sorts of support. And the program we have, and right now we're virtual, there's about 180 programs each month. But we have support groups. So if somebody's impacted by a specific type of cancer, breast cancer or prostate cancer, they can find and meet and talk with people who are going through that same treatment. And it's really beneficial to have shared experiences in that. We have healthy lifestyle activities like yoga and Zumba and, just all sorts of physical activities that keep people some strength training, things that keep you physical and active, help with your balance, help with a lot of the things that we all take for granted every day that cancer impacts. We have educational lectures. We'll have doctors and nurses and caregivers come on and talk about, the latest information and sharing preventative care and things like that. We have creative arts expression, where many different forms, whether it's painting or sewing or even baking. These are ways that people can express themselves, and often in the creation of what they're making, allows them to talk about their cancer experience at the same time and express feelings that they have during that journey. And then we have social events where people can just get together and just have a good time and be friends. And that's been especially critical during COVID, where people impacted by cancer were at the most at-risk group of getting COVID. Systems that are just not as well equipped and are most in danger. And social events and being virtual allowed us to have people connect with the outside world where they weren't able to go out and have dinner with friends and things like that. We made that happen.
if I can
Yeah,
say
please.
something, because when we were talking, last week, it just made me realize that we kind of get caught up in our own little worlds, and if you aren't going through something traumatic, sometimes you lose sight. I mean, it's there in the back of your mind, but until somebody actually puts it in front of you, you don't really see it. And while the rest of the world who isn't impacted by cancer or some other illness where they're at high risk, we're just out there, and hey, if we catch it, we catch it, and if we don't, we don't. And
Right.
this is something that your community hasn't been able to get back to normal, and they may not be able to get back to normal for quite some time. And I think that's something that's really imperative that people should realize and understand, that it's we're not all getting back to normal.
It absolutely, and that's one of the things is, we had to turn overnight from doing 300 in-group programs to going all virtual, and our organization did that. And it's kind of an amazing testament to our program team that they were able to do that. And now that we're still able to present 180 different activities each month, and the benefits of these things, there's just so many. It's easy to say what we put in and what we're bringing, but the impact is kind of what the members take out of it. And for instance, 96% agreed that being involved at Gilda's Club improved the quality of their life. 91% agreed they found comfort in the community of others who understand their experience going through this shared experience, and being able to talk about it, and having somebody really understand the challenges, the anxiety, the physical challenges of it, is so important to everybody. Gaining information that helps them on their journey, helping them, whether it's finding doctors or getting additional resources, additional educational pieces. We're helping them do that. We're improving their emotional well-being. Think of how we all were impacted by COVID. We felt isolated, and that was traumatic just for us with COVID. Well, so a person having cancer, it's a similar situation where you feel isolated. People don't know whether they should call you or what they should say, or it's an isolating, stressful experience.
Yeah, people trying to avoid it because they don't want to. They don't know what to say. They don't know, and it impacts them and their feelings. And
Yeah, and think of the feelings of uncertainty that we had when COVID was, at its peak and really scary. We didn't know what. That's very similar to what somebody impacted by cancer goes through. So a lot of these things that we do every day, it's really to create this community, to create a place to reach out to, people to reach out to, have different experiences, all of it designed to help you get through this journey better, hopefully to better outcomes. And that's our goal, is to just keep making all of this a little easier for somebody impacted by cancer, because it can be a stressful, very stressful and high anxiety time in someone's life.
Would you say that as far as donations or support, has that been impacted in the last couple of years as well?
Absolutely. The challenges, and I'm sure this is true of every charity, but this certainly is true for us. We were much of what we do, much of our income comes from kind of in-person events, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we're getting together and we're raising money together. And for 2.5 years that we were knocked out of that. So we saw our income decline. And so it's really important now for us to get back and find new resources and hopefully revenue streams like this, where the community is rising up and and making a difference, and really making an impact on somebody's life. But yeah, that's absolutely been a challenge. And for us, we now have to find additional resources, because not only are we going to continue to do this virtual programming, but we're going to have in person as well. So that means more challenges for us,
Yeah.
more staff needs. We need people to be in more places. And the great thing is, again, COVID is there's a silver lining opportunity for us in that prior to COVID, we were reaching people in about, I think it was like 58 zip codes. Post-COVID, 149 zip codes. So we're able to reach, people who lived in Lake County or in Champaign or Peoria weren't able to participate with us. And now we're able to do that. And even people who live on the north side, and we're at Wells Street in River North. That's hard if you're dealing with cancer and you get on a bus and come down to see us. But now you can participate virtually, and that's a great gift to us. But it creates a financial challenge, and we're grateful for people like you who are making this effort, and all the people on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, God, I obviously knew of Gilda Radner. I mean, Saturday Night Live came out the year that I was born, so I wasn't watching it at that time. But watching the reruns and seeing her in movies with her husband Gene Wilder, and Hanky Panky, which you're probably too young to see that, and Woman in Red, and it was the Haunted
Honeymoon.
Haunted Honeymoon. And then just going back and watching her characters on Saturday Night Live was just. She was just a remarkable talent, and I remember being sad knowing that she had passed away. I don't know if I remember when she was diagnosed. I think she was diagnosed back in '85, and she passed in '89 or something like that. But, definitely a sad time, to hear of her passing. But I was looking for something. I know I wanted to do something around cancer, and it's something that. I can honestly say that luckily my family hasn't been greatly impacted by cancer directly. I've had my aunt actually passed away of ovarian cancer, some time ago, and I've had a couple other family members, but it's something that's impacted everybody, directly or an indirect way. And so I was looking for something, and I came across, I didn't know that Gilda's Club existed.
Right.
And I loved her, and watching her grew up. There's so many great childhood and teen memories. I just said, this is just, I didn't even have a second thought. I said, this has got to be the place that we're going to raise money for in September.
Thank you so much. That's great. And you're not alone in not knowing much about us. And, we don't spend money on advertising. We're not we dedicate our resources to programs, to getting people the help they need. And so, often people will say, oh, it's just for women because it's got Gilda's name on it, or it's just a breast cancer. It's not. It's for anyone impacted by any form of cancer. And we're here to help you. And again, even if you're not directly impacted, if you're not the person that has cancer, but if you have a loved one who has cancer and you're a caregiver, we're here to support you for that. And we've got resources for you for that as well. So.
And that's awesome to have that one umbrella, because I know there's other wonderful organizations that deal with cancer, and this is, I think, the great thing with your organization. And you can tell me if I'm wrong here, but I mean, I think that's one thing that sets it apart, is that's for kind of everybody under the umbrella.
It is,
whether you're directly impacted and suffering through having cancer, or your loved one. There's support groups for loved ones as well, because it impacts the support team around somebody.
From cancer. A cancer diagnosis affects the whole family, the whole community that you're involved with. So absolutely, that's what we're here to support. And we just want everyone to know that their support makes a real difference. It makes a huge impact. And if anyone wants to learn more about Gilda's Club, you can go to our website, which is gildasclubchicago.org. There's ways you can give there. There's ways you can volunteer. You can look into being on a board. But we have lots of different opportunities. We also have social events. We have Gilda's Night Out coming up on September 15th. So a lot of ways you can make a difference, and we just appreciate you doing this, because this is really special.
Awesome. That's great. I mean, and the organization started 25 years ago?
25 years, 25th anniversary is Valentine's Day next year.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so next year is going to be both a a year spent acknowledging and recognizing the past and everyone who's allowed us to get to this point, all the support from the community. We don't take any government money. It's just from people who care in around Chicago.
And is it 25 years for the Chicago branch or for Gilda's
Chicago
Club? Okay, because Gilda's Club started.
The New York one, which I believe was the first one, was about 29. I think they're in the 29th year. So, yeah, it's going to be that, looking back, but it's also going to be looking forward as we're kind of reimagining what Gilda's Club is and how we can provide service, beyond the brick and mortar walls and in this virtual world, and we're excited about that opportunity.
Any events or charities or fundraising opportunities that people can get involved in coming up for the holidays? And it's nice and warm out this week, but winter will be here before we know it.
The real big ones we have is this Gilda's Night Out, which is our associate board runs. We on September 15th at the Columbia Yacht Club. Again, you can find your way to tickets on that on our website there. That's a nice, fun evening. But then, there's other things. We have a marathon team. And while you can't get on this year's marathon team, if somebody's a runner and they're interested in, helping us raise some money and getting a guaranteed bib number. So there's lots of ways you could support, and the website, again, gildasclubchicago.org is a great way to find all the information.
Yeah, we'll put the link down below also, so people can just easily find it that way.
Perfect. Thank you.
And so to reiterate, people don't have to necessarily donate money. They can donate their time and or their own resources. If they're looking for opportunities to help out people from cancer. Yeah,
and the other thing, a lot of people will work for a corporation. That corporations are looking to support local charities. If you could make your corporation that you work for aware of us, that's another great way that you can help sponsor something. We have companies who sponsor our special events or big fundraising summer event. It's a big dinner, but you could be a sponsor of the running team Gilda, and so there's lots of different ways to participate and get involved. So
awesome. So how did you find your way to Gilda's Club?
I'm an old advertising agency guy, and so I worked for 35 years in the ad agency world, and I'm in kind of my last little chapter of working, and I wanted to find a mission-driven organization, something where I could make an impact, this has been the perfect fit for me. It's I just met Laura Jane Hyde, our CEO, and we went from there. It was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. So
awesome. Well, I'm glad I started following on Instagram and the Facebook page and stuff. So the marketing efforts are definitely there. Hopefully we'll do our part to bring more awareness and get you some more followers and volunteers.
I love it. Yeah, that's another way people can help is just by following, and you guys have been great about sharing posts and things like that. And the more, again, I'll take the big groups, but I'll also take the ones and twos. If somebody shares and introduces us for 5 years, 5 more people. It's if it just finds its way to one person who needs our help, then that's great. If it finds its way to one person who can send us a check, that's great too. So I love all the support. We're kind of a grassroots. We're not making big network TV ad buys like I used to do.
No telethons.
No.
Maybe we'll have to do that next year.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Well, awesome, Brett. Is there anything else you wanted to mention about the organization, or?
I think we've covered everything. I really appreciate, I want to thank everyone who's going to be at the show. And thank you, especially for organizing this. It looks like it's going to be a great day. It's my birthday, by the way, and the day
On
of the
Saturday?
show. Yeah,
Oh,
the day of the
awesome.
show.
Happy birthday.
So thank you. So I hope it's a beautiful day.
Virgo, my birthday is the 9th.
Oh, great.
We got a lot of September Virgos
Yeah, some Virgos,
in the family.
yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. And to you.
Thank you.
But thanks again, and hope you have a great show.
Thank you, Brett. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Rick.
We'll talk soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.